Let me tell you something about protests. I was going to talk to you about this. Remember, this message is directed to VDM and all the Ratels. Yes, you guys are doing great work. VDM is doing great work, but great work with the wrong ideology can land you in a very fatal position. When I see VDM and I hear from the members of the Ratel, I like you guys with your head on your neck. Do not take this warning for granted. The problem you have is not a heart problem. You don't have a problem with your heart. Yes, you guys intend good, but good intentions with wrong ideology will remove your head from your neck. The Fulanis understand this. The Fulanis are moving with an ideology that that as I'm speaking right now, I can see that most of you that are in the Ratel movement and VDM himself do not understand. But follow me carefully. We're going somewhere. By the end of this live stream, you will have a solution. Force only responds to force. Remember that saying. Let me tell you something about protest. When you're protesting against a very powerful person, you are only leading the aggressor to being victorious in negotiations. My very good friend has this powerful saying that in the mouth of the lion, the antelope cannot negotiate. There's no negotiation when the antelope is in the mouth of the lion. What can a man tell a lion when the antelope is already in his mouth? The lion is ready to have dinner. The lion is ready to eat. At that point, there's no negotiation. Remember these words of mine. These are words of wisdom. Protest leads the aggressor to being victorious in any negotiations. Look at it in the civil rights movement in the United States. You look at South Africa. When Nelson Mandela realized that his people were going to let him die in prison, they never tried to come to jail. As populous as South Africa was, they never tried to come break him out of jail. He had to make a deal with his oppressors. If you look at South Africa today, the same people that put Nelson Mandela in jail are the victorious ones in South Africa. If you look at the United States today, the same people that Martin Luther King was protesting against are the victorious ones. Life requires strategy. You've grown. Your rise was epic. You've become a force to reckon with in Nigeria. VeryDarkMan, do not use this power, this newly acquired fame, this clout, the young men that you hold their lives in your hand. Do not misuse this. Do not lead them to their death. Do not fall for this flimsy possibility that through negotiations, you can bring change. It does not happen. Like I said earlier, the government is not blind. They see what's happening. They have weapons. They have military trucks. They have soldiers. They have so many things at their disposal. These people have air force, pilots. I believe the Nigerian military even has a navy. The Nigerians have navy. They have so many things they can use at their disposal. If push comes to shove, Nigeria is an ally. The United Kingdom is an ally to Nigeria. These people can come to their rescue. My brother, don't throw away your life for something you do not understand. I've explained the case of Martin Luther King Jr. to you. I don't want you to end up like either of these men. There's no negotiation with the lion when he already has the antelope in his mouth. Another issue that I want to bring to your attention is that in any world you visit, you understand one thing. The God of the lion and the God of the antelope are two separate gods. I want every Nigerian that watches this live stream to understand this. The God of the lion and the God of the antelope is not the same. Because if the God of the lion and the God of the antelope were one being, the lion will go hungry or the antelope will cease to exist. But because their gods are separate, the antelope goes on to procreate in multiple numbers and the lion goes on to keep having food to eat in the antelope. If you don't understand the idiomatic expression that is surrounding the statement I just made, then you can see that you're far from prepared from the plans the Fulani have for you. I also want to bring up a slight topic about the young. He's not very young. This is a man that is past his midlife in the name of Isa Bako. I just want to bring this guy to your attention. I was opportune to see your back and forth with him on social media. He had indicated that if there was anybody in Nigeria that was to bring about revolution, that VDM was the guy to do it. And I remember you rightfully reacted to that video. You played it, you reacted to it, and then you talked about how these people that are following you, they are not ready for a revolution. That you Involving yourself in a revolution was just you blatantly asking for death. It's a death wish. And based on your assessment, I say you're rightfully so. Because the leaders in the Nigerian government are Nigerians. Everybody's looking for somebody to oppress. Everybody's clamoring to get to the top. But there's only so much space at the top. If you know anything about a mountain, the area of the base of the mountain is way larger than the area at the tip of the mountain. So there's only room for a few. So when he told you that starting a revolution was something for you to do, you were the right man to do it. You were very right in pointing out the reasons why that would not be a wise thing and that was not the right move for someone in your position to partake in. But at this point, I'm seeing that you're having a change of heart or you're about to make a mistake with the Ratel. This is not the move to make, and this is not the time to make it. These are very turbulent times. As you can see, what happened in the war in Iran, what's happening in Lebanon, what's happening in Syria, what's happening all over the world, Palestine, different parts of the world. These are very trying times. You have to be very careful what you say, how you move, the things you partake in, because the heart of man is desperately wicked. And I'm going to leave it right there. My suggestions is that you start with the heart and the mind of people. There has been numerous leaders that tried to structure Nigeria in a way that Nigeria can survive and thrive. Whether breaking it up, keeping it together as a union, people like Awolowo have tried to the benefit of the Yorubas. Odumobi Ojukwu has tried to the benefit of the Igbos. And Abacha has tried to the benefit of the Hausa Fulanis. But as you can see, this is just one blender that can never get fixed. It keeps becoming more problematic and problematic every day. And the people that are suffering are the everyday Nigerians, the people at the bottom. Life has become exponentially difficult for the average Nigerian. And it's not even a joke anymore. Life has become so difficult that people have to engage, find themselves in very awkward situations just in the quest to survive. When I say start from the heart and the minds of people, I think education on ideology, recapturing the mind of the average Nigerian, repositioning of the mindset. When you take part in this and you push for these things, revolution will naturally happen when the right mindset has been acquired. Revolution will occur, right? There's all kinds of revolution. We can have a mindset revolution, an industrial revolution, all kinds, even a religious revolution. All these things are things that are needed by Nigerians. The problem of Nigeria is not one singular problem. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not a silver bullet kind of situation. There's not one shot that will take down all the problems of Nigeria. That's not true. That is just not practical. You see what I'm saying? So my brother, this is not an attempt to cast you down. This is an attempt to prop your hopes up and extend your longevity on this planet so that every single goal that you have, you can live to partake in its victory or outcome, right? Another thing I want to talk to VDM, Ratel, and the average Nigerian is this. I've been on numerous panels and there's so many, there's this guy called P2B. He has a lot of staunch supporters here in United States, all across Nigeria and stuff like that. I'm here to, I don't mean to break your hopes, but P2B will not bring about a better Nigeria. He will not do a better job than Tinubu. In whatever measurement you place it, P2B is no match for someone like Tinubu. Say what you may about him. He has a strategic understanding of Nigeria, the average Nigerian, and what the problem of Nigeria is. Can he speedily accomplish it all? Not necessarily. Is he all the way good? Not necessarily. Is he all the way bad? I don't think so. But are there pressures? Are there internal pressures? People, pushing, intricate, extrinsic and intrinsic factors constricting his objectives. This always happens to every leader. Look at Donald Trump. He's going through it. Leaders all over the world go through this. The problem of Nigeria is not something that can easily be solved. And I say this to you. Anybody that leaves Nigeria as a leader and goes to 10 Downing prior to an election, more than likely cannot make that country better. It's very unlikely. Because when you look at someone like Captain Ibrahim Traore, he did not go anywhere to take permission to lead the people of his land to victory, to bring development to his country. Nigeria may be far away from that, but on the long run, this is inevitable. With the change in mindset, because first of all, VDM, reason with me here, we are still reading books imported from London. We are still studying European history. We are still neglecting the history of our people. How is Nigeria supposed to change and become this thing that you want it to be when the history of our colonizers and the way of life of our colonizers is still the preferred way of life in Nigeria? Nigerians have been so successful that we were able to do something that has never been done before in music culturally. Now, in time, VDM, we're going to be able to do the same thing we did with our music, our movie industries, so on and so forth, in our politics and our governance. But you see, rushing this thing and trying to get to this pinnacle of, Nigerian Renaissance, it's not going to be a small feat, right? It's not going to be a small feat. I applaud you and the Ratel for the work you guys are doing. Yes, I do applaud you guys. I applaud you guys. I applaud you guys. The objective is pure. The heart craves for positive change. But my brother VDM, pump your brakes. Do a little bit more studying, right? Have more conversation with men that really understand Nigeria. Men that really understand the Igbo, the Fulani, the Yoruba ideology. Try to understand, try to go deep and dig and understand what the Fulani are fighting for. And you will start to rethink your approach to solving this big problem that we all have called Nigeria, right? Like I said, P2B, with us still clinging onto the gown of our colonizers, you can change the leaders for as long as you want. The results will be the same. VDM, I'm not the one saying this. The statistics are there. We gained our independence in 1960. And as you can see, the more they try to change, the more things remain the same, right? So this is just apparent in everyday life. Look around you. Look at the Naira to dollar exchange rate, Naira to pounds. Look at the cost of things starting from 1960 till today. You'll see that even if you precede 1960 and go before that, I've been looking at videos online about Lagos, different cities. Nigeria has never been good. Not for the average Nigerian. Nigeria has never been good. Ever since colonization, Nigeria has never worked for the average Nigerian. This is the truth. And I understand. Like I say, your intentions are good. I get it.